All right, so here is the pop quiz number 1 that we did, and here's a little video where I'll go over each question and I'll show you a sample sentence. What I ask is that you don't just copy my sentence when you revise your pop quiz. That'll make me very angry, so please make sure that you use this as a guide but not as some kind of like thing that you're going to copy from. We'll probably pause the video after I go over each one to give you a chance to see if you can revise yours. Anyway, so here's number 1. You're supposed to use the word agility, which is a noun, as a predicate nominative. Many people got this wrong because they changed agility to agile. Agile is an adjective. If you say something like he was agile, you're using what's called a predicate adjective. What you have to do is say that something equals agility, because a predicate nominative is a noun, in this case it'll be agility, after a linking verb, and linking verbs can be replaced with an equal sign. So what you have to do is you have to say a subject equals agility. That's what you have to do here. So here's the sentence that I gave. The athlete's greatest asset was his agility. See, here's our subject, his greatest asset equals agility. So here is our predicate nominative. Now the task said to circle the linking verb, here it is, was, and to underline the predicate nominative, agility. All right, number 2. Write a sentence that has an adjective phrase that uses the word guile as an object of a preposition. Underline guile and circle the preposition. So this uses this word right here, adjective phrase, which is a particular type of phrase. Adjective phrases have to begin with a preposition, and then after a preposition you'll have the object of a preposition. All of these words have to be used as an adjective, and they have to follow the noun that it describes. Adjective phrases will tell us what kind or which one of a person, place, thing, or idea. So here's number 2. The man without guile could not tell a lie. Here is our prepositional phrase, without guile, and these words tell us which man we're talking about, and he doesn't have any sneakiness, so that's why he can't tell a lie. And we're supposed to circle the preposition without and underline the word guile. So there it is. Number 3. Write a compound sentence that uses the word obstinate and frugal. This one was kind of tough for me for some reason. But anyway, you're supposed to circle the coordinating conjunction or semicolon. So the only way to write a compound sentence is to combine two sentences that could stand alone with either a coordinating conjunction, which are the fanboys. The coordinating conjunctions have an acronym, it's fanboys, and it stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Or you can use a semicolon instead. And we're supposed to use these two words. So here's my sentence. The man was obstinate, comma, fanboys, and, that's what that is, he was frugal. So a compound sentence has two complete sentences. It has one here. This could stand alone. The man was obstinate, period. He was frugal, period. That could also stand alone. And then it's combined here with this pivot point here. So we have two sentences combined with the word and, which is a coordinating conjunction, and there's supposed to be a comma in front of it if you do that. We are supposed to circle the coordinating conjunction right there, and underline obstinate and frugal. Number 4. Alright, so in number 4, we're supposed to write a complex sentence where the word duress is the subject of an independent clause. The biggest problem is that people didn't use the word duress as an actual subject. They used it as like a direct object for the most part. And the word duress doesn't just have to be a subject anywhere, it has to be the subject of the independent clause. You also need to have a subordinate clause. And a subordinate clause is a group of related words that cannot stand alone as a sentence, but have a subject and a verb. And they come in 3 flavors. There are adjective clauses, noun clauses, and adverb clauses. So here's my sentence. All right, so because we have to use duress as a subject, it should be right out here in front of the sentence. The duress applied by the man. So here's the verb. And then here is a phrase. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a typo here. This should say was. My bad. Applied by the man is not the verb here. Applied by the man is actually what's called a participle phrase, but ignore that. Anyway, the duress applied by the man, here's our verb, was unbearable because it was unjust. Because it was unjust is our subordinate clause. This is an adverb clause. We know it's a clause because it has a subject right here, it, and a verb, was. And all of these words are an adverb clause that tell us why. The adverbial questions are when, where, why, how, to what extent, or under what condition. So this one tells us why it was unbearable. Anyway, the task here is to underline the subordinate clause, there it is, and circle the word duress. And there's our subject. And then here is our subordinate clause. And we shouldn't have underlined this. I just underlined it to show that I used a participle phrase in there. All right, last, 5. We have to write a sentence with an indirect object. And so that's pretty simple here. One of the problems is that people will accidentally use an adjective or an adverb phrase instead of a indirect object. So here's the correct sentence. The apothecaries give the doctor, here's our indirect object, a taste. And here's our direct object. The thing that they give is a taste. And so here's our subject, here's our verb. The thing they actually give is a taste. This is what receives their giving, the thing that the doctor is actually getting. The person who benefited is the doctor, and that's what the indirect object does. What the most common mistake that people are making with this one is they write something like the apothecaries give a taste to the doctor, and this is wrong. And they'll say that this is an indirect object. That's actually wrong. This here is an adverb phrase that tells us where they give. In order for it to be an indirect object, it has to be in between the verb and the direct object right here, and not inside of a prepositional phrase. All right, so those are the answers to this first pop quiz, and here they all are on one page. There you go, so you can see them all, well, almost all of them. And just what I ask is that you don't copy my answers, but you use them instead as a guide. So good luck.